This is why we're seeing a measles outbreak in America after it was virtually eradicated 25 years ago. 2 people have died. At least 2 people have died, including one who was a child.
Yeah.
And it's precisely because the only people that we allowed in the room to be the quote unquote, skeptics were people like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Like, they were the only ones allowed.
Yeah.
And because we didn't have good critical thinkers at the forefront of science communication and science writing, but it just didn't happen. It also has to do with public education. This all goes back, a lot of this goes back to education, that you have a public that doesn't know much about science. And that was Carl Sagan's great point years ago.
Yeah.
Where, we live in a society so dependent upon science and technology with a public that knows very little about it. And that's sort of a recipe for disaster. And he was right. So that's the thing that's interesting to me. So much of Bakunin's philosophy is predicated on developing rational, moral people. And so because if you created a society where people were rational and moral and just, you wouldn't need government. And so, he's trying to build, it's like, okay, we don't like the state. Here's how we can get rid of it. And the way to get rid of it is through the gradual emancipation of the mind and the emancipation of people broadly. Yeah. And that's kind of what he sees as history. He sees history as the expansion of the liberty of individuals, which ensures collective prosperity. So he sees those as going hand in hand. There, again, as we've talked about before, there's a false dichotomy between individualism and collectivism.
Yes.
That a truly free and open society, a democratic society we want, where individual rights are protected and collective responsibilities ensure those individual rights. And those individual rights then encourage and precipitate collective understandings and collective responsibilities. I think that's what I love about this section of the book about science and about how we build science and knowledge. I think Bakunin was really onto something here. And it's something that it's really kind of cool to read that, knowing he wrote it in the 1870s.
Right. Yeah,
because it's incredibly modern. It's very modern in its thoughts. It's great. Do we have any other comments or questions?
Yeah, we got a couple. Burnsy over on Twitch says, if you feel part of a community, you feel free within that community.
That's beautifully said.
And communication helps many relationships.
That's beautifully said. I think that's beautifully said.